So, what is the problem? Global CO2 emissions from fossil fuels and industries have increased considerably since 2000. In 2019, a record high of 36.7 billion metric tons of CO2 was produced. The amount of CO2 that is being produced every second into the Earth's ozone is very concerning. It is impacting the environment. Society must change its lifestyle. Most students in York University commute via transportation that causes a ton of air pollution, which is not good for the environment. We need to reassess our means of transportation to decrease CO2 emissions. My experience as a student myself who will be commuting from home to university during the winter semester, I can say that the lifestyle of a university student revolves around traveling to campus by bus multiple times a day. I catch at least 2 to 3 buses just arriving to campus and 2 to 3 buses going back home from the campus. Other times, I end up using the bus to travel to places like recreation centers on the weekend or volunteering events. I have friends who currently go to York by car daily and leave campus sometimes in between classes to get food off campus. This lifestyle from two people can cause a lot of CO2 emissions, so imagine 60,000 students at York with a similar lifestyle. So, how might we encourage people to reduce the amount of carbon emissions they emit daily? So, what can we do to reduce carbon emissions that occur as a part of our daily lifestyle? Make public transport cheaper, promote living on campus to students so they don't have to drive, give more rebates and benefits for those who buy eco friendly vehicles, give more transportation specific scholarships to those students who need it, create an app to ease carpooling, expand the area the public transportation currently covers to reach farther areas, promote the use of public transport by raising awareness, provide more time management workshops so students can manage their time effectively so they can give more time to commuting a more healthier or eco-friendly way. Idea pitch for my team to yours. My team believes that the solution is to create an app for carpooling that encourages students to take rides with their friends or fellow university classmates to decrease CO2 emissions. So, how we plan on creating the app? We plan on coding an algorithm and seeing how effective it is in solving the carpool problem. We want to introduce two-factor authentication via Duo for safe interactions on the app. We want to work with upper year software engineering students to develop the project and with the IT department at York. We want to brainstorm aesthetic looks for the app. We want to use as many tools as possible, such as HTML, CSS, and Adobe Photoshop to design the app. We want to make logging into the app and purchasing things within the app very simple to figure out. We want to create funny ads which catch the eye of the public on our product. Financial. We want to run ads within the app, charge per trip for commute, and get the university to fund some large vehicles for carpooling. Features of the app: in-app messaging to discuss carpooling details, in-app transactions via your card or MasterCard, in-app calendar to plan carpool rides, detail on how many students live near for carpooling within app. Logical reasoning. This app is an effective way to decrease CO2 emissions that are produced from students at York University who travel daily via transportation that causes harm to the environment. Instead of multiple students arriving to campus via car by themselves, we can encourage students to, via this app, carpool with each other and decrease the amount of CO2 emissions. Logically, many students such as myself find taking the bus to university quite tiring and a long trip, but the problem is I do not know anybody to carpool with. This app allows students to arrive to university quicker via the carpool app and encourages making friends while reducing CO2 emissions. What we need to consider at the end of the day. At the end of the day, we are responsible as any other human on this planet to sustain it. Greenhouse gases create a bad impact on the environment. We need to create change in our own lifestyles first to reduce CO2 emissions, so then we can attack greater issues. You need to decide what type of planet you want your children and grandchildren to be living in. Do you want them to live in a clean and safe environment or suffer in a polluted wasteland, enduring all sorts of natural disasters? The change begins with you. So, what will you do?